be a traditional police chase, it in fact provides valuable insight into a much broader mystery. Watch closely as this black car maneuvers with what seems to be reckless abandon.
Oh my gosh, get on I-95. Copy that. That freeway is not finished yet. He's gonna hit the impact barrier. Stay back.
Although it ends dramatically, for us it is a beginning. The beginning of an investigative breakthrough. Hi, I'm Richard Belzer. This is the black car you just watched leap off that highway. So what happened here? I mean, how does an accident as strange as this occur? Look at this thing. It must have fallen at least 50 feet. Well, if you're like me, you're probably thinking the same thing. Someone in this car was either trying to avoid the police or perhaps depressed and suicidal, right? You're probably also thinking the driver was crushed on impact. Well, the truth of this Texas crash is none of the above. Would it surprise you to know that both the Texas police report and the insurance investigation failed to determine the cause of the accident? It's been categorized right here as NOF, or no one at fault. The driver, they said, was sober, alert, and had no history of mental illness. The only thing is, he wasn't in the car. This car is moving on its own. What could be motivating it? So how could this possibly have happened? Well, there may be some other kind of collision out there, a type that defies all rational explanation, an automotive phenomenon, if you will, that authorities don't want revealed publicly. Why not? What is it we're not supposed to know? Here at the Institute of Vehicular Motion, experts have cross-examined DMV and police reports with accounts by victims and witnesses. They're piecing together the common elements of all these crashes and making some very disturbing discoveries. Of course, nothing is more revealing than the crash footage itself. It is here that some of the most shocking answers have come to light. This car is going 40 miles per hour and plows itself head-on into a tree. Miraculously, the driver was spared without a scratch. Here in Quebec, Canada, Tom Maynard and Richard Trent have just purchased a video camera and are about to capture an amazing, candid event. A young man runs for his life from two charging machines. Amazingly, he is spared by both of these distressed vehicles.
You got that on tape?
Let's watch again as he comes inches from being struck. Do these vehicles have a motive? Salt Lake City, Utah, May of 1997. Are these cars intentionally trying to hit these men or merely scare them? These people aren't so lucky, yet both survive this freakish incident and walk away from the scene. Butte, Montana. Despite the horrific appearance, neither the man behind the wheel nor the police officers were seriously injured. The car was totaled beyond repair. Miraculously, the officers were fine and the driver walked away from the scene only slightly charred. This crazed vehicle in Baltimore, Maryland, seems to be seeking out the voice of this local newscaster. Viewed slowly, we see how the car clearly seeks out the man as if equipped with some sort of motorized homing device. He was also unhurt. Here, a highway patrolman is broadsided by this blue pickup. The driver of the pickup reported feeling an unnatural sensation, as though his truck chose to turn towards the officer. He said it was as though he had no control over the truck at all. This very same truck was indicted for previously striking as many as 17 other officers in this same tender body region in 5 other states. Something strange is happening, and we're looking for answers. Answers that may cause you to take a second look at your own car and ask, are you capable of a vicious attack? Tonight, you be the judge. As Americans, we love our cars. We live in a society that admires and embraces them as though they were members of our own family, integral as they are to the very fabric of our culture. We've modified and manipulated them to swim through water, to fly through traffic, and even to roll us down streets without bodily injury. With them, we define the power and speed of our society. Without them, we'd be lost. Do you remember the first car you ever owned? I definitely remember mine. It was a 1963 Chevy Impala. I loved it. Our cars have become an extension of our own personalities, a reflection of who we are, the embodiment of our dreams. The average American spends more time in their car than with their spouse. Yet with all our passion and care for our four-wheeled friends, automobile collisions consistently number in the thousands year after year. Why is that so? Perhaps to have a better understanding of cars and their actions today, we need to go back to the root of the problem. Back to a little-known tale of intrigue at the dawn of automotive history that may shed light on these NOF cases. This is Henry Ford, the founding father of the modern automobile. We have mixed undocumented conjecture with myth in order to fabricate a far more compelling version of the facts. This hugely successful visionary revolutionized the assembly line process. However, in the spring of 1914, a dark family secret began to cause trouble at the Ford Detroit plant. Diary installments and a birth record from 1872 confirmed the presence of Mortimer Ford, Henry's half-brother. One of 44 toddlers born to an exhausted Zoe Ford, Mortimer was the single illegitimate child, the only embarrassment in an otherwise respected family record. By 1914, Henry had elevated his secret sibling to the position of supervising foreman for the new model division. This was in exchange for Mortimer never telling the world who he really was.
The importance of Mortimer Ford to the automotive industry in its formative years cannot be overstated. I mean, the man was a genius. He was a genius in labor, he was a genius in distribution and efficiency.
At first, the agreement seemed amicable. Soon, however, Mortimer's marginal status within the Ford family caused him a great deal of resentment. Driven by intense jealousy, Mortimer devised a component to be installed in the engines of the Model T. It was supposed to be a kind of filter to keep the car from overheating. Or was it?
I'm not an automobile scientist or anything. I was just an assembly line worker. Mortimer Ford devised a component called the hydrocylator. This was to be installed in the engines of the Model T. Mortimer Ford was very secretive about the exact function of this device. Of course, nobody questioned the company foreman in those days. There was no union, you know. Anyway, I told Mr. Ford, I thought that hydrocylator was no good. A week later, I was out of a job.
Well, the hydrocylator, This one here is an early model used in about 1914. Now here, we have a model that's still in use today. This one they started installing around the late 1980s. Now, I've been a professor here at Harvard since 1990, and I've been a consultant since 1986 before they started installing these new versions. And in my opinion, the hydrocylator is the worst byproduct the automotive industry has ever known.
The professor further alleges that the hydrocylator has been known to cause psychotic episodes and nervous breakdowns.
In fact, I wrote a report on the hydrocylator, which I presented to the Convention of Automotive Scientists in Chicago in the early 1980s, and it was met with critical indifference. So I put it aside and went on with my career.
In fact, the professor issued no less than 16 such reports to the Big 50 automakers, as well as government agencies in Germany, Sweden, and France. None of them responded, and all declined to speak to us for this program. So what is this thing, this unit smaller than a man's fist? Some experts assume that the device is inactive, an automotive appendix, if you will. Is it possible that the hydrocylator was some kind of parasitic device designed to cause mechanical mayhem within the engine of the host vehicle? Is it because of the hydroscillator that these cars began behaving insanely, seeking each other out and slamming into each other like bumper cars, tossing drivers out like rag dolls? Was Mortimer Ford the dark side of Henry's genius? Amazingly, for reasons of automotive standardization, the installment of this device continues. That's right. Almost all of the big 50 manufacturers install a component similar to the hydroscillator today. If you know the exact location of the hydroscillator in your vehicle, don't attempt to remove it. The absence of this part could be just as dangerous as its presence. Now let's take a closer look at the remarkable crash in Texas and ask, could this device, invented so long ago, have anything to do with the crashes we've seen here? It's a Sunday afternoon in Houston, Texas. In a domestic dispute, a father has kidnapped his daughter from her home. We pick up the action a full 30 minutes after it began with this exclusive Institute footage.
Heading northbound. All units be advised, we're turning onto Jackson Alley. We're still in pursuit. Copy that. Stay with them. See if you can cut them off.
We are watching this car as it enters the suburbs and plows through this marshy area, narrowly missing a pedestrian.
Unit 15, just missed that pedestrian. Let's pull back, give him some room, over. Copy that. If we're lucky, he might just get stuck in this mud.
Police are maintaining a safe distance in order to ensure the safety of the hostage.
All units, suspect is heading south, still in pursuit, speed 65. Copy.
It continues on its rampage. He recklessly runs innocent motorists off the road. He spins to a halt, and the police think the driver is giving up.
All right, we got him. Look out for the hostage. There he goes.
But he is not, and the chase resumes, now even more recklessly. The driver once again puts the public in danger as he sideswipes this innocent commuter. Unbeknownst to the driver, officers lead him directly into a police roadblock. Surrounded by squad cars on all sides, he doubles back, and the officer's worst fear comes true. He starts driving on the wrong side of the road, into oncoming traffic. He's heading directly for the freeway and begins the most dangerous part of this protracted chase.
Copy that. That freeway is not finished yet.
Finally, it appears there is no further to go as police move in.
Stay back.
He inadvertently leads the chase to an unfinished portion of I-95. Officers quickly surround the vehicle as the driver and hostage slowly emerge from the parked car. The standoff intensifies as the driver holds police at bay. A loud metallic clang is heard, and the hostage situation is resolved. Why is this car taking off by itself? Could the metallic clang we just heard have something to do with the driverless car propelling itself off the freeway? Of course, helicopters and hostage situations are exciting, but let's take a look beyond this sensational angle to something of real consequence to us. We have a view of the standoff from the dash camera of one of the squad cars. A full 12 seconds passes in which the car is stationary and on perfectly level ground. And remember, no one is in the car. Also, look at the point when the car starts to move again. When magnified 500 times and again 1,000 times. Here we highlight the object in question and apply our image enhancer technology. The car has left behind its air manifold. But what is that object attached to the manifold? Let's see another view as the police hold the suspect. There's definitely something attached to that manifold. Enlarged 500 times and image enhanced, the mystery begins to unfold. Attached to that manifold is an object that clearly resembles a hydroscillator. Do you see a resemblance? We do. Is it possible that the car ejected its hydroscillator before leaping from the highway? When questioned about the objects, incredibly, police told us there was no evidence collected at the scene. Our legal department informs us that there is no Mortimer Ford, no Professor Kingsdale, and no hydrocylator. Granted. We, however, continue the investigation undaunted.
Later, find out why motorized vehicles are so disobedient. Angry boats ejecting their drivers without warning. Crazed motorcycles throwing their riders to the ground. Stay with us when cars attack.
Every month, college students eat 60 million slices of pizza, and they don't always have a toothbrush. Chew on this. Chewing Trident after meals can help prevent cavities from forming.
Good breakfast.
So when you can't brush, chew on this. Trident.
I feel bad. That cold medicine I gave Josh knocked him out.
But new great-tasting Children's Sudafed Cold and Cough relieves stuffy nose and cough without drowsiness.
So he feels better, not worse.
Great-tasting Children's Sudafed Cold and Cough.
Kids grow really fast. Just blink and they're bigger. You know, so at Oshkosh B'gosh, we make clothes that grow with them. And if you're going to get a lot more wear out of them, they're going to get washed a lot more. So we suggest Washington and Tide. Tide's designed with a special age-defying ingredient that helps moms extend the life of cotton clothes. When you look at these pants, it's like night and day. The ones on the left, washed in regular detergent, already look old. But the ones washed in Tide look more like new. It's important for us that the clothes keep on looking good. Tide is helping us do that.
Had enough? Let's go have lunch. 10 big bacon classic combos.
Now at Wendy's, play the Go for the Gold game. There are millions of prizes, cars, cash, great hockey stuff, and great food.
Pretty good in the nets. Mind if I take a few shots?
Anytime.
Come on in and play Wendy's Go for the Gold game. And maybe you can score on Dave.
Kids.
Man, this gray hair makes me look old.
Then do what I did. Get rid of it.
You were gray? I never knew that.
No one can tell you use the remarkable hair coloring called Just for Men. Simply shampoo in, then rinse. In only 5 minutes, this unique Just for Men formula blends away the gray, actually matches your gray to your real color.
Even I can't tell what used to be gray. Thanks.
Just for Men. Looks so natural, even friends can't tell.
On the wonderful world of Disney, she's discovered football's newest superstar.
The field goal kicking
garbage man.
It's a public relations gold mine.
From picking to kicking, Tony Danza is the garbage-picking, field goal kicking Philadelphia phenomenon. ABC Sunday at 7, 6 Central. Who's your favorite Motown artist?
The Supremes and Marvin Gaye,
Stevie Wonder, the Jackson 5.
See your favorite Motown artist, ABC, this Sunday.
Take a look at this next series of incidents. Look closely. See if you can determine what's causing this disturbing car behavior. Now a new theory to unfold. There seems to be other dark reasons for malicious car behavior. This brown sedan in Burlington, Vermont has flown halfway out of a parking garage and got stuck in the process. What was it running from? This car dove to the bottom of a pool at a rest home in West Palm Beach, Florida. Perhaps it wants to retire here as well. This blue 1988 Krintler has literally thrown itself off a cliff, taking its terrified driver along for the ride. What caused this violent outburst? What drove this car over the edge? The driver is miraculously spared and flees the crazed vehicle.
He's out. Thank God he's okay.
I'm amazed I'm alive. I get out of the car. I don't know what's going to happen next. It may blow up. So I'm running as far from the car as I can until the cops show. I wasn't changing the radio station. I wasn't doing anything. I was just about to change lanes. And I started turning the wheel and it just went the other way. Like it was pressing the brake to stop and it's just not. Like it either wanted to harm itself or to harm me or just to show me who's in control. It did what it wanted to do.
We designed a scale model of the scene to help us study this crash. Here was the car going 50. It had a headwind of 20 miles an hour as it approaches this opening here in these juniper trees. Keep in mind, the car had a maximum turning radius of only 60 degrees as it flies off this ridge. Although our view is obscured for a moment, we quickly see the cars hit the road below very hard. It's come to rest at this point. Now, out comes the driver. He runs down the road. The driver said he hit the brakes, but the car wouldn't respond. Well, maybe that driver wasn't lying. Not convinced? Take a look at this chase in Austin, Texas. Here, the driver of this red pickup appears to be leading police on a wild chase. They wind through highways and surface streets for almost 45 minutes. Police attempted this risky surround and stop maneuver on several occasions at several places. But the pickup gets away every time. As their frustration mounts, the police attempt to gain position on the vehicle one more time. But once again, it seems the driver eludes police by driving over the curb and onto another road. And the chase resumes. As the officers finally approach the truck, they are startled by what they see. Bizarrely, the driver's hands aren't even on the wheel. How could this truck possibly be maneuvering without the aid of its driver? Insanely, the chase continues for a full hour, under freeways, through pylons, over hills, and back into residential areas. At no time did the driver's hands appear to be on the wheel. Though the speeds never exceeded 40 miles an hour, the truck continues to elude police for a considerable amount of time. Finally, it all comes to an end.
Out of your car.
I'm sorry, okay.
Why were you running? Where were you going?
Here you see the driver is desperately trying to tell police he wasn't responsible.
Hey, where were you going?
There's a truck.
There's a truck, yeah. Come on.
His denials of wrongdoing were ignored here.
What do we need?
The driver was arrested.
There was a truck.
Lacking conclusive evidence against him, no formal charges were filed, and the police released him. What dark reason did the truck have for its behavior? What could have caused it to take its terrified driver on this dangerous journey? Amazingly, after a search of the driver's home, the police left this VHS tape, this vital piece of evidence, behind. They looked at it and decided it wasn't related to the crash. Here's a clip from that tape. This clip reveals an incident of automotive abuse where the pickup is clearly not in on the fun. You can see her tires scraping the rim under the weight of her load. There was no... Remember this blue car that leapt off the cliff? Police reports later determined that this car had been to the repair shop several days before because of owner mistreatment. Is this valuable evidence or mere coincidence? Of course, we see an important piece to a puzzle that's beginning to make a lot of sense. Is it possible that abused vehicles are destined to repeat the abuse themselves? Perhaps by now you're on our wavelength. What could motivate a car to defy its driver in such a manner? Is it possible that how a car is treated has a lot to do with how it performs over time? Were these accidents in fact not accidents at all, but rather some sort of irrational moments of self-destruction? Vehicular tantrums of some sort? We trace the records for each of the vehicles shown here. We turn our attention to the Department of Motor Vehicles. Take a closer look at an area the police may have neglected. As our investigation expanded, we unearthed the developmental profile of the vehicles in question, looking back at their checkered pasts. In their own way, each record reveals a history of systematic mistreatment by their owners. Owner negligence, vehicle repeatedly impounded, blown engine due to lack of oil, multiple chop shop repairs, and the list goes on. Fuzzy dice, distracting bumper stickers, and pine fresheners scars. In the last 5 years, the DMV has begun to monitor the conduct of the drivers of all these cars. They have been categorized as rental car abuser, tire slasher, and nocturnal clutch pocket. For further insight into this phenomenon, we spoke to America's foremost racing expert, Mario Andretti.
And seeing crashes like this sometimes, I think a lot of cars want to retire, but we don't let them. We don't even listen. We just keep pushing. Well, I know cars, and sooner or later, we're going to show you who's boss.
When examining automotive mishaps over the years, we have always looked to human error as the biggest causal factor. We have focused on the human impact of recreated crashes in the lab. Understandably, we sacrifice crash test dummies. We also sacrifice cars. Perhaps we must re-examine the problem from a different angle. Were the cars offered a choice in these suicide missions? We might consider protecting cars from humans. One theory our experts are investigating is the use of ever more violent and destructive automotive stunts in film and television production today. Who can deny the traumatic physical toll of these stunts on the vehicles? Each year, Hollywood spends millions staging the world's most horrible and destructive crashes to feed the cravings of a worldwide audience. We discussed this premise with famed television director-producer Stephen J. KAAl.
I honestly say that up to this point, I mean, until you guys told me this, I didn't think of the cars, which probably is callous and a little cruel, but I didn't, you know. I mean, I thought of them as equipment. Frightening to me to think that I might have been responsible for hurting. We had rented a Jeep, and we'd planned on using this Jeep for 3 or 4 different crashes, and we did a really big crash once, and we rolled it, and after we got through, that Jeep would not run again. Flat would not run again. You know, I think what we're talking about is anger. Vehicular anger. I think it's very possible that cars are holding a grudge against me. Sometimes I think my stunt cars are giving me dirty looks. Had I known that cars were so emotionally unstable, I really would have stuck to dramas, not car crashes.
Of course, great pains are taken to ensure the safety of the drivers, but what about the cars? What becomes of them after the camera rolls? Who's looking after the victim? Who's looking after vehicular rights?
And no one driving here. In fact, no one's driving at all. Stay tuned when cars attack.
Go beyond soft to silky with the first Caress body wash with 3 moisturizers. Go beyond the ordinary to a remarkable new formula that works 3 ways. Caress actually hydrates, replenishes, and smooths your skin for one beautiful silky feeling. Go beyond soft, all the way to silky. New Caress Moisturizing Body Wash.
Burlington Coat Factory's President's Warehouse sale is monumental. Save half off our original low prices on over 90,000 ladies' famous label coats. Up to 70% off our original low prices on ladies' dresses and sportswear. On famous label menswear. Up to 40% off on kids' clothes and luxury linens. And men's parkas are just $39.99. Don't miss this sale. The savings are monumental.
Burlington Coat Factory. We're more than great coats.
Look at that. Let me see.
What's got these guys so excited?
Unbelievable.
Player's Choice games for N64. Turok, Mario Kart, Wave Race, Star Fox.
Oh, man.
Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire, Cruising USA, and Super Mario.
I think I'm in love.
Each one of these great games is just $39.95.
What's going on here?
And each one is a million seller. Just look for the Player's Choice logo.
I did it! I lost 5 pounds in 5 days. Jumpstart. It's great. 5 pounds in 5 days.
Jumpstart, the 5-day diet plan from Slim Fast.
I lost 5 pounds and my jeans fit again.
Jumpstart helps you lose up to 5 pounds in 5 days. Nutritious high-protein shakes along with fruits and vegetables make Jumpstart the healthy, delicious way to lose weight.
5 pounds
in 5 days.
Jumpstart.
From Slim Fast, lose up to 5 pounds in 5 days.
Jumpstart.
Saturday.
Let's go while we're young.
If this isn't a comedy classic.
We don't know what is. Caddyshack, ABC, Saturday.
Cars Attack will continue in a moment here on ABC.
Watch funniest videos and get to know two hosts who really care.
Ow!
Have a nice trip.
AFE, the 2020 ABC Monday.
The world's largest Mercury outboard dealer is now open in Orinoco. It's Link Recreational, and right now they're having a gigantic boat show. Thousands of makes and models at blowout prices. 10 feet to 32 feet. Pontoons, runabouts, and fishing boats. The latest boats from Northwood, Bayliner, Maxim, Sylvan, and Smokercraft, plus the world's best prices on Mercury and Force outboard motors. Bring the family. The boat of your dreams is waiting for you. Link Recreational, now open in Orinoco. Your Mercury Platinum dealer.
On the next episode of Seinfeld.
And you must be Professor Von Nostrand.
Yes, I am.
What are you thinking about?
What could I possibly be thinking?
It's amazing how many beautiful women live in New York. I actually find it kind of intimidating.
Well, you're as pretty as any of them. Just need a nose job.
It's Motown's 40th anniversary. How are you going to celebrate? Watch ABC's Motown 40. 2 big nights of your favorite stars and those unforgettable hits. And enter the Win a Piece of Motown sweepstakes sponsored by ABC Region 6, Best Buy, and the Motown Cafe. You could win a Motown weekend in Las Vegas where you'll perform live with the Temptations. There'll be lots of other cool prizes too. Pick up your entry form at Best Buy and watch ABC's Motown 40, February 15th and 19th on ABC Region 6.
Learn what the Minnesota Senate is deciding about hog lots tonight at 10.
Cars Attack.
Join us as we try to uncover the common link between a car going backwards at 40 miles per hour. This truck hanging on for its life as it teeters on the edge of a freeway overpass. Another firing sparks from its front wheel rim. These two cars found entwined together. And a four-wheeler that's been pushed too far. There are more unexplained events going on that on the surface bear little resemblance to what we've seen so far. Okay, that in mind, try to explain this. This driverless car was spotted on a freeway in Arizona. Two startled commuters were able to capture this bizarre incident on home video. The car continued on its solo journey until officers were able to run it off the road. When police contacted the owner of the vehicle, he stated that he left it parked in his driveway the night before. Oddly enough, when interviewed, the owner told us he was about to sell the car for scrap when it mysteriously disappeared from its driveway. At first, this may seem like a driver education test gone awry, but actually, this car was reported spinning out of control with no one behind the wheel. Another day, another city. Identical episodes occur as witnesses stand by. Police waited patiently for the situation to end peacefully, but it did not.
You guys got a big semi-truck around here somewhere?
Finally, it had to be ended by force.
I was quite surprised actually last night that the car would put up such a struggle. It took me 3 times actually for the window to break, and she put up quite a fight. Well, actually, we're still searching for the owner of the vehicle. At this point, we haven't been able to find it. There was no occupant in the car at the time. It was moving on its own. Well, I was pretty lucky, actually. I was lucky to find the parking brake due to the fact that the full moon last night was quite bright.
Could he really have been that lucky? Or is there more to this story? Consider this as we investigate more on this subject. January 9th, 1997 was disrupted in Verona, New Jersey.
Well, coming off that hill, tried to stop. She just like a sheet of ice, kept sliding, and seemed to gain momentum. Just all over the place.
Not the first one.
We were trying to steer, but she wasn't having no part of it.
Here in Boulder, Colorado, local residents stand by helplessly as they witness two trucks drawn together as though compelled by a magnetic force. Both drivers were away from the vehicles at the time of this strange occurrence. Let's back up a bit. Now, that first cop with the spinning car, he said they found no driver. But what did he say about the moon?
Well, I was pretty lucky, actually. I was lucky to find the parking brake due to the fact that the full moon last night was quite bright.
The full moon, indeed. Given all we've seen so far, can this simple notion be that absurd? Could the moon be a factor? We look back at these dates. These events took place and made a startling discovery. December 29th, 1997. March 9th, 1997. March 8th, 1994. August 25th, 1996. January 9th, 1997. All dates of full moons. We spoke with prominent columnist and astrologer Teresa Smythe about lunar influences on vehicles.
Sometimes I watch parked cars for hours, and I've seen amazing things. Once during a lunar eclipse in 1996, I watched an empty Volkswagen lurch forward and strike the Jaguar parked right in front of it. Then the Volkswagen rolled backwards really fast and hit a Lexus right behind it. Then it went back to its original position and stopped there as if nothing had happened. It had just dented two very expensive cars, and no one even saw it. Except me, of course.
In fact, on the exact same day of the lunar eclipse Teresa just referenced, watch this exclusive footage of 4 driverless cars captured by a Dillard's department store security camera.
The point I'm trying to make is this. Cars are not merely hunks of metal. You're water, I'm water, the earth is water, cars are water. Cars have emotions too. Be kind to your car. Respect it. It'll respect you.
So, is it so absurd to imagine that these various fluids your car contains are also affected by lunar tidal effects? The fact is that each of these incidents occurred on a full moon. Now let's see, abuse, lunar tidal effects, the hydrocylator. A pattern is clearly forming. Stay tuned. When we come back, you'll see how this phenomenon is spreading rapidly and how the danger has gotten worse, much worse.
A deadly virus may be spreading from cars to motorcycles and even to boats. Fasten your seatbelts. You're in for a bumpy ride. Stay tuned when cars attack.
The blizzard was the worst in 5.
For a limited time, get 2 McDonald's Big Macs for just $2.
I'll do anything.
There's nothing in the world that I won't do. Do what I have to do just to get to you.
Get to Mickey D's and get 2 beefy Big Macs or 2 Morning Fresh Sausage McMuffins with egg for just $2.
2 Big Macs, please.
For here or to go, sir?
Did somebody say McDonald's?
Proud to feed the world's Olympic athletes.
Weekdays, Bev sits behind a desk. But weekends, she swims. And that can hurt. But Advil works fast, right at the site of body pain. Muscle aches to headaches? Advil simply lets people do what they love to do.
This guy has a very simple job. See the puck? Stop the puck. See the puck? Stop the puck. Puck, bag, glove, good. Simple. Just like
AT&T One Rate International. One low rate per country on calls from home anytime.
Exactly.
What about that 10-3-2-1 thing?
With One Rate International, most calls cost less.
So what you're basically saying...
Playing hockey, talking at the same time? Bad.
The AT&T One Rate International plan.
Chief, you are gonna love this.
Who let you in here?
Yellow and I are, get this, the official spokes candies of the new millennium.
Millennium? Isn't everybody gonna be milking that thing?
But not in 98.
And that would be the dazzling part, huh?
Oh, it's brilliant. We'll be the first ones out of the gate. We'll run it into the ground, and by the time the year 2000 gets here, the whole thing will be passé.
And then what are you gonna do?
We're gonna be spokes candies for the hair club for men.
I'm also a client.
He's speechless.
My mile a minute Mike. Nothing stops him except a fever. That's when I'm glad there's Children's Advil. It can work almost 45 minutes faster than Children's Tylenol. Lasts up to 8 hours, too. That's my Mike. Children's Advil. Now also in grape.
ABC Next. A world premiere event. Two women with one thing in common.
Change course.
They both want to save the men they love.
Come on!
Inspired by one of the greatest prison escapes ever. Antonio Sabato Jr., Kelly Rutherford, Adrian Pasdar.
I'll kill them all, I swear! Hey, look!
The Perfect Getaway. ABC Next.
Smokey Robinson and Motown founder Berry Gordy each wrote a song for the Temptations. The fate of The Way You Do the Things You Do came down to a vote.
We played the two records, and his record got one vote, and that was his.
You know the music. Now ABC brings you the stories you never knew. Motown 40, ABC Sunday.
Now the most frightening discovery of all. It has become apparent that the forces controlling the behavior of cars have spread to various other vehicles. This contamination has manifested itself in all too familiar ways. Look carefully at these events. Though at first glance they'll seem like your typical motor sport crashes, you may begin to see a pattern that is entirely unique. Take a look at this scene at a drag strip in Nevada. Occasionally drag racing cars seem to self-destruct to avoid the race. The crew reported no malfunctions or miscalculations. The driver told us that the car drove itself against the barrier. Miraculously here, the driver escaped untouched. In fact, race cars seem to throw themselves out of the running. Psychologists call this autocompetophobia. We call it carsyphilaria. This car mysteriously levitated off the road and began tumbling on its own. Here again, auto levitation followed by tumbling. On closer inspection, you see the right rear wheel lifting first, followed by the car. You can also see both passengers are practically hanging out of the car. As usual, no one is hurt. The driver complained of a sensation doctors later diagnosed as dizziness. The wrath of motorized vehicles seems to know no bounds. Psychologists posit a theory that because motorcycles have only two wheels, they have an unusually vicious inferiority complex. This cyclist's $600 suit was undamaged. His shoes, however, were scuffed beyond repair. These appear to be accidents, but are they? These motorcycles appear to be repelling their drivers, throwing them off like wild horses, sometimes even forcing them to the desert and depositing them there. Sometimes bikes act as if they're striking in carefully synchronized teams. When viewed in slow motion, we appreciate the beauty of their precision. Sometimes a driver can get lucky and can wrestle his enraged bike into submission. Sometimes not so lucky. Watercraft are not spared either. Like an insidious plague, this virus may be spreading to aquatic vehicles too. This double-engine vehicle corkscrews its way into flight. One of the strangest sights in the boating world is when drivers are literally ejected from their boats. Are these boats simply throwing their drivers out in a high-speed fury? The laws of physics clearly tell us that the gravitational force on these drivers should pin them to their seats. Why then do they appear to be thrown forward? How could they possibly accelerate faster than their boats? What you see are but a few of the dozens of boat ejections that traditional science has failed to explain. Here at Lake Como, Nick Don Vito approaches speeds of 110 miles per hour as he seems to be ejected from his boat. Tumbling violently across the water, he emerges shaken, but still able to swim toward the rescue boat.
All right, take it easy. We got you. We got you.
You okay? No, wrong. No, wrong, man, because that thing was not clean. That thing was not clean because I heard something and then boom, I'm gone. That's wrong. We got to get that damn thing out of the water and into the garage. I was on, man. I was focused, coming through that second pylon, psyched. Knew what I had to do to beat Scott Meinke. Wrong, man. It's like this big hand just like reached out and just yanked me out of the boat. It was like she just wanted me off her, you know what I'm saying? That's just, damn it!
Well, he certainly didn't jump out of there. Something purposely pushed him out. His boat pushed him. And if you've considered everything we've been telling you, you'll conclude that every one of these vehicles pushed its driver out. So how did this phenomenon make the leap from the family car to race cars, motorcycles, and motorboats? Very simply, like a virus, all these engines share their common lifeblood. The fuel in this pump is the same used in so many other types of engines. It's also the same fuel that's governed by lunar tidal effects. Vehicles and liquids, are they intrinsically linked in a global vortex? Please, stay with us.
I love being a mom, but I was still miserable because I was so heavy, and I knew I had to do something. I lost over 50 pounds on the Slim Fast plan. Just keep them in the fridge, grab them, shake them up, have my lunch while I'm feeding him. It's just such a healthy drink.
23 vitamins and minerals, protein, calcium, fiber, all the balanced nutrition like a healthy meal.
Oh, I feel very healthy, and I have to be to keep up with him.
Slim Fast, balanced nutrition for a healthy life.
What more could you want?
I got rid of my gray hair in just 5 minutes, and I love the natural highlights and shine.
Introducing revolutionary new Just 5, the only 5-minute hair color for women that gently blends away gray in 5 minutes without changing your natural color, while extra conditioners leave hair soft and shiny.
Beautiful hair in just 5 minutes.
New Just 5, the only 5-minute hair color for
On 2020 Friday, they're your family's best friend. But could they turn on others? Suddenly, vicious attacks.
He started putting his teeth in my hair. I was trying to get them off of me.
A dog bite epidemic. What to do on 2020 Friday.
Each step closer to this new species.
Oh my God.
Could be your last. Watch out for Gray. ABC next Thursday.
Saturday, everybody loves a wedding. But what about this or this? Same-sex marriage, joy, tears, controversy. ABC News Saturday night.
We've speculated on these events and have tried to explain them as thoroughly as possible using the best resources of Western science and technology. But perhaps in the final analysis, the answers lie within each of us. The outer world that we experience in the form of our cars is closely aligned with our inner lives. We are connected in so many unseen ways that it would seem a shame to ignore this. So, what can we do? Treat your cars with the same respect as you want to be treated. Recognize their mechanical needs and be sure to service them regularly. And finally, always drive safely and responsibly. Lives depend on it. Though we may not be able to stop some of the events you've seen tonight, we can start to make a difference in very small ways. Good night.
You're about to experience a power surge when we pump out 2 home improvements starting at 8/7 Central.
Double your power, double your fun.
Then, sometimes a child left alone can make all the wrong choices.
Well, there's been an accident. It's Andy.
And a father has to face the guilt. An all-new Powerful Soul Man, ABC Tuesday.